Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to easily beat Zygarde in Pokemon Legends ZA without having to have a maxed out team. Ice damage obviously being very nice, but one of the biggest requirements is to have the Canari green plush. Level 2 is what I found to be most useful because in the third phase of this fight, he's going to be attacking you and some of the attacks will take you out really easily, so I'd recommend at least having that. Now, we want to have ice type moves because it's going to have a double weakness, so if you have a Frostlass or an Abomasnow, that can work really well. But one thing we can do is there's a little timer in the bottom middle of our screen where we can use items. I recommend always spamming revives and healing whenever you get an opportunity to, because this is going to make up the fight, as it's kind of a battle of attrition once you get near the late stage of this, especially if you don't have a fully maxed out team. So for the first phase, again, it's just following around the dog here. Its attacks aren't too overwhelming. It's the later attacks that are more challenging. It'll do some dark type moves, which is fine if you got a fairy type. This can be great. I found Gardevoir to be a very useful one. I attempted this fight a few different times. Went into the second phase. This is where things get really challenging because he has some moves that are very annoying, like the rock slide there, so it can actually take out some of our other attackers. And it has Dragon Pulse, which is great if you have fairy types, so they're not going to get hit by that at all. Now, I found that actually using Xerneas is the big key to success here, and I would recommend not bringing it into the second phase of this fight. I also dumped every single rare candy that I had in the game into Xerneas, so if you didn't use your rare candies, you're actually in luck here. And I would also recommend using the calcium item to boost its special attack, as Geomancy is actually a crazy move on Xerneas. I highly recommend using it. It terrorized competitive play because Xerneas is just so powerful. Don't forget to heal it, especially if you have a lot of, it has like over 400 health here at level 98. I use every single rare candy and it made a huge difference here. I was having a struggle before I brought this in. And again, Geomancy is crazy because it's going to boost up its overall defense and its offense. So it's not going to take much damage and it's going to dish out a ton of damage itself. Into the third phase, this is where you want to have, again, that Canari green plush level 3 because its attacks are going to be super devastating. You can see there, it's actually beating up my Alpha Goodra there pretty badly. I found that this was nice, but you want to have sustain moves. That's why Gardevoir is such a nice asset to the team because it's got fairy type moves. It's going to heal itself and it has Dazzling Gleam, as you see there, so that is pretty effective. And again, always be using items. Max revives, this is the one time you can use your max revives because you're probably not going to be using them ever again, so this is the fight to do it, especially if you're in the third phase and you want it to go well, because you can spam items. It's actually very generous with how many items that you can use. Now you can see there, using Gardevoir has been a really big help because the Draining Kiss there will give her a crazy amount of sustain, and this is a good one to have a Mega Stone usage on. Otherwise, you can use plus moves. Now, when he flies up in the sky like this, you actually want to go to the sides of the arena like this here. Unfortunately, Gardy B went down there. So when you see him fly up to the side of the arena, go to the opposite side, like not the opposite side of him, but like the diagonal from him, and you're going to avoid that attack there. So that one will always come out in a Z-shaped pattern, starting with a line towards where he is and ending with a line on the opposite end of the arena from where he is. So going to the sides will help you there. But again, you're just going to be picking away at him. Again, Xerneas, I highly recommend using your rare candies and going and buffing him up as much as you can, as it's going to make a huge difference. It did for me. I didn't clear it. This fight was 20 minutes the first time I did, and then I cleared it with 8 with Xerneas. So that was a huge boost. Now this attack here is you have to dodge time. You have to have really good timing on the dodges. Wait for it to come down and you see the explosion there. That's when you're going to dodge. If you dodge early, you'll take the damage. And this is exactly why I recommend taking the green Canari plushes, is it makes a big difference with your own survivability. For some reason, he'll always stop there after that attack to allow you to get some hits in. But for that groundbreaking attack, you really just got to watch out for the timing, which is a little bit later than it seems, but it's so late in the fight, you don't get to practice it much. So you just got to go a little bit later than you'd think you would with the dodging. And here you can see again, he does that where he started from. If you go to the side of the arena, you'll be safe from that. So again, just watch where he goes, and then you'll be able to get yourself Zygarde in Pokemon Legends ZA. If this video is useful, please hit the subscribe button below.